Pleasure to have you here. So, Wes, you're the designer of Die in the Dungeon, which is on Kickstarter right now.
Yes, sir. I love killing people,
You
especially solo players.
rolling
So
dice
here
and
you go.
killing people.
That's right.
Awesome. And your Kickstarter's doing really well, by the way. You're at what? You're at 43K out of 2750.
Yeah. So we're getting close to that 160% mark and
Woo!
just enjoy seeing some new backers every day, doing a little bit of advertising, but a lot of it is word of mouth and through Facebook chats.
That's really cool. It's really good to see. Is this isn't your first game though? This is about your third game or so.
This is my second full tabletop board game, but I've had other small Kickstarters that are about D&D or components or things like that. They kind of all
Awesome.
tether together in different ways, but this is my second big board game.
Cool. That's fantastic. What have your previous designs been?
So my very first game was a little card game called Duel of the Dragons, which is a
Duel of
two-player card game.
Dragons. Cool.
That was just so I could experiment with Kickstarter and get to know the hobby industry just a little bit. And then I jumped into my first board game called Legends of Novus,
Oh,
and
cool.
that's my biggest title so far. And then I had a little adventure for D&D, and then I had a deck of dice campaign on Kickstarter as well.
Oh, that's really cool. What sort of been like? I know that the Die in the Dungeon, the components are at least from one of your older Kickstarters. Is that right?
Well, what happened is I was designing Die in the Dungeon to begin with, and then I came up with a little concept called Deco Dice, which is basically a deck of cards that acts as any one of these polyhedral dice. And so I used the cast of Dominions that you'll see on these tokens
Oh, yeah.
to create a little game of Dominions with the deck of dice. So I used those art, but they'd already been used for this game. I just thought it was quite fitting for a game or a component about dice.
And that's these cute little tokens that are on the board here. The Diminions. These
Yeah, exactly.
So we've got a D8 here with the two swords, the little swashbuckler, and we've got
Yeah,
the
and they've all got names that kind of correlate to their sides.
Oh,
So the
really?
20-sided guy, his name is Twent.
20.
The 4-sided die, his name is Quad. The 8-sided die is Diante the Great. So just little quirky names that tie into their
That's
die
adorable.
types.
And now, throughout the game, these are the guys we'll be collecting to help us because we, in fact, are the dungeon. Well, we're the bad guy who runs the dungeon.
Well, they'd like to think of you as a bad guy. You just think you're just another guy,
I
but
think
to
I'm
them, you're the bad guy.
misunderstood, right?
That's right, yeah. I mean, in this case, you might be the die rake, who's probably just hungry and trying to feed himself.
Yeah.
But with your other guys, you could be any one of these 4 characters in the game, and that gives you some replayability and a chance to explore some different skills.
Oh, very cool. I mean, there's 4 characters built into the game
Yep.
that you've sort of you've honed and play tested and really crafted. And there's the Die Rake, the Deverola, the Troller Bones, and the Daimon.
The Daimon, he's like a
Daimon.
demon, but everything has to have the die pun.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah. You need the
built
die
into my
puns
game,
just
so
to really solidify it, of course.
that's right.
Oh, that's really cool. Are you happy with how the Kickstarter's gone so far, by the way?
Yeah, I'm very pleased. I mean, we're going through a pretty challenging time, and it's hard to say what was going to happen with it, whether it would be a 10K game or a 20K game. So the fact that it's already gotten to 40,000 is pretty awesome, and there's about 10 or 11 days to go. So I think it still has some room to grow. And there is a 5th character that was played by Colin from One Stop Co-op Shop.
Oh, okay.
And that's Tombstone's The Undyed Knight. And I really want to get him in the game, but to create a 5th board costs a bit more money, so that's why we're looking for that as a stretch goal.
And has that stretch goal been revealed yet?
It's only been revealed verbally. It's not been put on the Kickstarter page.
I see.
Because it's actually right around the corner from the next goal. So only people who saw One Stop Co-op Shop or your show now would have heard that from my mouth.
Oh, very cool. Well, that's really exciting if we get another character because I really like that you've got the different characters with their different abilities. It gives the game a lot of replayability and it's scenario based, right? So this is the level 1 scenario. This is sort of the...
Yep.
It's not the intro, but it's the first scenario you'll play of the main game, right?
Yeah, so inside the lid of the box, there's literally a training dungeon, which is the absolute easiest one. this is the next step up. So this is level 1 of the dungeon, and there's 9 in the dungeon guide. Actually, we just unlocked a 10th as a stretch goal yesterday.
Great.
And so you play through these 10 dungeons, and there's also a multiplayer dungeon aspect where you could have 2 people playing each with their own board in kind of a race to be the first to destroy epic heroes. And then there's a build your own dungeon mode. Cool. Because all of these tiles are modular. You can build any kind of dungeon you want.
That's awesome. And I noticed there's a 2-player variant as well where you can compete on the same board to race to beat the baddies.
Yeah, so there's a board that's pre-designed, or people can design their own board where it's just a race to be the first to destroy 2 epic heroes.
Cool.
And that might sound easy, but you can't just run and beat them because you need to build up your stats and earn some dynamic dice in order to actually stand a chance.
Sure. I mean, so the typical goal of every scenario, with variations, is to defeat these epic heroes, right?
Yes. Yep.
And wow, so that's really cool. Oh, what other kind of like scenario rules are there, and different ways you can win in some of the later scenarios?
So in some of the later scenarios, I'll be introducing a portal token, which will let you go to a portal and then you'll choose 3 different mini dungeons to travel to. That's a different way to play with the dungeons.
Oh, cool.
And then there will be another variation which hasn't been shown yet. So first time I'm talking about it here, that dungeon hasn't been revealed. But with that particular dungeon, your goal is to collect 1 of each dominion. So there might be epic tiles blocking the way, but really your goal is to go and find 6 dominions.
Cool.
So there's some different ways I can play around with the tokens and components to make fun ways or alternate win conditions.
Awesome. And this is primarily a solo game?
Yeah, it was designed from the ground up as a solo game with the multiplayer or 2-player variation as just a way to race. There's the potential to release a PnP with ability cards that are multiplayer based so that it's more of a take that instead of a race. But as it stands now, it was built as a solo game with understanding that that's a growing popular area of board gaming.
Absolutely. There's been some really cool solo games that have come out lately, and a bunch that have been on Kickstarter as well. There was Ratcatcher, which looked really cool.
And Final Girl.
Oh, Final Girl. I went all in on Final Girl.
It looked pretty cool.
It looks really fun. So solo gaming is definitely getting, I think, a lot of a bit more respect these days. And I think people are paying a bit more attention to wanting to play solo games and wanting to give solo gamers meaty games. And I think this really sort of fits into that canon of trying to serve solo gamers and giving them something fun and like chunky.
Yeah, and this one was kind of, I mean, everybody's heard of or not everybody's played because not everybody can afford or have the time to play games like Gloomhaven or Awaken Realms kind of games. Those are huge campaigns that take tons and tons of time to set up and read. This is just a set it up on the table, play, have some fun, and then put it away. And that's the kind of games I've been trying to build, is things that are strategic but aren't huge campaign style games.
Brilliant. Well, why don't we get started? I've set up this scenario here, which is the level 1 scenario. I've chosen a character as the Die Rake, who has 2 abilities. The Dice Hoard, which lets me place a d6 onto this ability and set it to 1. If there is a die already here, I can increase its value by 1 instead. Or his his 3 cost ability, the Dice Hurl, to roll dice based on my Dice Hoard, which is the one above it, and divide the result by 5 and defeat that many heroes. Now, that doesn't really make sense unless we know, how the game works. So, Wes, would you like to tell me a bit more about how to play the game?
Absolutely. So you have chosen your character. You might want to switch out your standee there with the mighty Die Rake standee.
Yes.
This game comes with some beautiful acrylic standees, which really showcases Tristram's art, by the way. But what you're going to do is on your character board, your creature board, you have your time die already set to 20, and you have your ability die that's set to 1. And then the 4 dice in the middle, you can rearrange how you see fit, just keeping them at their max die values. And you'll notice that on your board, you have 4 different stats there. So the swords is your might, the wings is your agility, the funky looking symbol there is your magic, and then the beating heart there, that's your health. So each of those dice will be used in different ways in the game, and you get to decide where those 4 dice are. No matter what character you're playing, you get to pick where the dice go in what order.
The 4 that aren't the time and the ability, the default.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yep.
So you can leave them as is. That's perfectly fine. And then you'll have 1 Dominion token, which I see you have Cubera there. That's her name. If you flip her over, you'll just see the standard die face.
Yep.
And so it does the same thing on either side. It's just a matter of preference, what you like to see on your tabletop. And
I like the art.
Then you've got 6.
It's really cool.
Very good. And then on the left side of your board, you've got 6 white dice. You don't need those just yet, but once you defeat heroes, those will come into play. So just keep those to the side. You've got all your heroes on the left side. Now in Tabletopia, you have the pleasure of having as much table space as you want. So it's all laid out for you. Normally you might have them all in one stack, just sequenced by hero type. But as it stands now, they're just spread out. You will have to put those on the table to battle, but they are never randomized. So that's why they're spread out like that. On the far left bottom of your screen, you've got the hero chart, and that we'll refer to when you get into combat. You don't need to bother with that right now. And on the right side of your board, you've got a little turn sequence card that reminds you what to do on your turn. And then you've got all of the dungeon tiles there's something on the other side of each of those tiles. It's a randomized / preset dungeon. So the way it looks is preset, but the tiles within are randomized. So even when you're playing the same dungeon, you're going to have a different game.
Yeah,
So that's always different. And so what you do is that on each of your turns, you will lose time to act on your turn. You'll gain ability points, and then you're going to traverse the dungeon and face each of the tiles that you choose to go to and have to battle or suffer consequences or benefit from those tiles. With the goal of this particular dungeon being to get at least 1 stat and at least 1 Dominion token. You can get more if you like to try to make yourself stronger, but you need at least 1 of each, and then you can go and fight this die in the dungeon tile here, which is the epic party that's trying to take you down, and you're trying to stop them from getting to the die master who summoned you here in the first place.
Now, is the stat anything other than the time and the heart?
Yeah, so the stats are your 4 center abilities,
Yep.
the ones that you got to choose.
Great.
Yep.
Perfect. And so I'll traverse the dungeon. I'll spend time in order to move and flip a tile adjacent to someone that's already been explored. And that will have a bunch of instructions, whether that is a modifier for an immediate stat check, or whether that's the encounter. And then there'll be heroes to fight, right?
That's right. Yep.
Sniveling
There's
heroes.
going to be some guys just trying to take you down. Those
It's really
pesky
rude
things.
of them.
I know if you watch the trailer, I believe the die roller refers first to them as annoying flesh bags.
Brilliant. I think that's a good handle on the fundamentals of the game. Oh, by the way, you are Fundamental Games, so
Fundamental games. Yeah.
Of course, you've covered those basics. So I guess we could just launch into it, right?
Yeah, you can go ahead and lose 1 time to start off your turn.
All right.
So in Tabletopia, I believe there's hotkeys to rotate, or maybe you have to use that little wheel to set the time to 19.
Yep. Set the time to 19, and now on my first turn, do I gain an ability point?
So in the rule book, I believe it says you don't on the first turn, but many people that play automatically do. So I think I may just allow people to, I'll just take it out of the rules because it seems to get forgotten anyway. So
Sure.
Go ahead and gain that ability.
Great.
So that's the first 2 steps of your turn. The third step of your turn is to choose which way you want to go and then flip over that tile.
Now, we should just point out to everyone that there's a slight mistake here in this setup. This is meant to be a 4-sided tile, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would have no way of getting to the epic tile and no way of ending the scenario. But with that being said, well, I'm probably going to head left, and so I'm going to reveal this one. So I've spent my time. I flipped this, and we have got level 1 healers, it's called. Roll the dungeon die until you roll a non-cleric hero. So,
all right. So what happens with what happens with this is first any tile you'd always look at the rules on the text first. So it says roll the dungeon dice until you roll a non-hero die. Now we don't have the hero die here. So what you're going to do in the rule book, and you can't see it here, but if you open it up, you'd find it. You would roll a d6.
Yep.
And a 1, 2, 3, or 4 will be the fighter, rogue, wizard, or cleric.
Oh, sure.
And so you need to roll a 1, 2, or 3. You'll keep rolling until you get a 1, 2, or 3 in this case.
Until
there
I get
is
a 1,
normally
2, 3. Yep.
Yeah, normally there's a 5 and 6 for a heart and a time, but this tile says you have to roll a hero. So you need to get a 1, 2, or 3.
Rolling.
So you rolled a 1.
Right, let's do it. I'm rolling for I got a 2.
So you're going to grab a rogue, and if you look at your tile, it has a number on the top left. That's the difficulty level or rating of the hero. So you're going to grab a level 1 rogue.
And a rogue is these little sneaky boys?
Yes. And then you see there's 4 cleric symbols on that tile too. So not only do you have to fight the sneaky rogue,
yes,
there's 4 level 1 clerics that you have to fight at the same time.
Oh my gosh. So I grab 4 of them or 3 of them?
Oh, sorry, 3 of them.
3 of them, yes. So I grab...
Those dynamic dice might be in your way.
Oh, yep, that's all right. I will just move the rules of the characters off for just 1 sec. And now I've got these 4 that are in combat with me.
Yeah, so this will be called a party. This party is who you've encountered in the dungeon. Whether you're hunting them or not, they always get to act first, except if you want to use an ability. So if you flip over your turn sequence card, you'll see you have a battle sequence card.
Yes.
And that'll describe what happens. Now, before all of those things, you have the opportunity to use one of your abilities. Otherwise, you just go through that chart. And your abilities, the ones that are on the creature board, are multiple use. You can use them as many times as you want. Mm-hmm. The ones that are in your hand, you can only use 1 time, and then they're gone from the game.
Right. 1 time through the entire run.
Yes.
Okay. So I might hold onto them for now, if this is a level 1 fight.
Yep. And you could just go right into battle, which means they're going to get the opportunity to attack you. And if you look at that turn sequence or zoom in on that, you'll see that if there were a fighter in the party, they would attack you with a might roll. There's not. If there's a rogue in the party, they'll attack you with an agility roll. So that is going to happen.
Yep.
And if there's a wizard, they'll attack you with a magic roll. And the clerics don't attack at all. They just like to buff up everybody else and protect them, as clerics truly do.
Yes.
So what'll happen is that little sneaky thief there, he's going to be attacking you.
Okay.
And when they attack, they add up the ability score that's glowing beneath them. So you see that rogue has a glowing agility. Mm-hmm. So you're going to add up the agility of the entire party, and that's going to represent their agility.
So I'm looking at 4, 2, 2, 2, which is 10?
Yep. And so what they get to roll with, attack with, is the die, the lowest die type that could roll that die value.
So I'm looking for a 10.
That's right, yeah. And so if they had 11, they would get a d12, and if they had anything higher than 12, they'd roll a d20.
Sure.
So what they're going to do is they're going to roll and attack you with that agility against your agility, which is on your creature board.
My agility, which is currently a d8 dice.
Yeah, so you're not going to roll to defend. They're just going to roll to attack. Okay. If they roll higher than yours, then that's a hit.
Right, so if they roll higher than an 8. All right, well, I roll that. I get it. They get
the rogue
2.
Attacks. He misses you, so now you get a chance to do your attack.
Okay.
Now you get the luxury of being this powerful die monster, this die rake, and you can pick any form of attack you want because you're much stronger than any of these wimps. So you can attack with your might, you can attack with your agility, or you can attack with your magic. Just keeping in mind that you're going to be rolling against the combined stat that you choose.
Okay. So if I were to roll my d12, which is assigned to my might, I would be facing 2, 4, 6, 8.
You got it. So you have to roll a 9, 10, or 11, or 12.
I like those odds. I think I'll do a might attack.
Now, a key thing is you would never want to take the dice that are on your board because those are going to go down and they stay there. They're your stats.
Sure.
That's why there's 3 sets of dice. There's one for rolling, one for exchanging, and one for your board. So go ahead and roll one of those other d12s.
So
just be careful not to roll on the magnet because then it kind of makes it wonky.
Sure. All right. Well, I'm rolling this one. I got it. That was a set. That wasn't a roll.
Yeah, I think if you roll on the gray, you'll be better off because there's a magnet on that table. There you go.
There we go. I got a 5.
So a 5 against their...
5 against their 10. No, they're 8. 5 against their 8.
They're 8.
Still not enough.
Now there is a lot of mitigation in this game. So one thing to remember is that if you really wanted to hit them, you could lower the stat that you attacked with by the same value that you need to hit them by. So you could actually lower your might by 7 to get that die up to a 12, for example.
Oh, I don't
probably too early.
really like those
early in the
odds.
game. Yeah, when you're only 1 off or 2 off, it's good. But when you're 7 off, probably not a good idea.
Probably not great. Yeah. That's okay.
So once you've done your attack and you miss, then they attack you, and you kind of do this volley back and forth.
Sure.
Until you take them out.
Okay.
Now the rogue is going to attack you again.
The rogue's going to attack me again. Now these guys the clerics just hang out, right? But if I...
Oh, yes, and one thing I forgot to mention was at the start of the battle, if you look at your hero chart, anytime there's multiples of a single hero type, they're going to have a special effect. So on the hero chart, it'll say if there's more than one cleric for each cleric beyond the first, you're going to lose an ability point.
I see.
So they actually siphoned your ability points away at the beginning of the game.
Oh, so at the beginning, I'm going to set this to 1, which is the lowest value it could be?
You would actually take it off because that one's allowed to go to 0.
Oh, great. Okay, that's off the board.
Because it's for each. Yeah, so you couldn't have even used an ability if you wanted to because they're that mean. Yeah, but other than that, the only other ability the clerics have is if you do a hit, you have to kill one of them first.
Now, the clerics have to be the ones removed first. Is that right? Yeah, great. All right, well, so they're going to attack again with their agility. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they're rolling a d10, which is this one. And we're going to roll that as an attack against me. It's a 4. 4
That's a miss.
That's a miss. 4 is less than my 8.
Yeah.
Right. Brilliant. So now it's my turn.
That's right.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to do another might attack. I think I'm liking might, which is a d12. So,
yeah, there's nothing wrong with mashing it out with the same die until you beat him to a pulp. Nothing wrong with that.
I got a 4. Not great.
Yeah.
All right, they go again.
Yep. There's plenty of dice rolling. So they got an 8 against your 8. That's still a miss.
That's still a miss?
One more, they would need. Yeah.
Okay, so they need to exceed.
That's right. They need to either exceed or roll their max die value, because sometimes they might only have a d6 against your 8. But if they ever get their max die, that's always a hit because the heroes always have a chance.
Sure. Okay. Well, I go again with my might. That's an 8 versus their 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, I'm very close.
So now if you wanted to knock your might down by 1, you could turn that 8 into a 9, and at least you'll take out one of those pesky clerics.
I think that's worth it. So, sorry, no, I reduced my might by 1, which brings it to 11?
Yeah, so whatever die you're attacking with, you can reduce that stat to increase your die roll.
I think I'll do that.
So you reduce.
I've made my roll a 9.
So now you have enough, you've hit them, now you get to destroy one of the heroes, but because there's clerics fighting, they have to be destroyed first.
Great, so I'll take out this cleric.
Yeah.
Great, he's done. All right, so they go again. Now they are attacking with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the highest they can roll with is a d8. A d8.
The only way they're going to hit you is on an 8, yep.
Yeah. So I need to find the d8, which is this one. Okay, so they attack.
Yep.
It's a 3. That's not enough. So I attack again with my might, which is now at 11, but still uses the d12.
Yes. Yeah, so your stat die type will never go down unless the board tells you to.
Yep.
So even if you get it down to a 6, you're still going to roll a d12.
Yeah, great. So I got a 10, which is more than 6.
Yep.
I removed the cleric. And then they are attacking again. Now they're only attacking with 6, so a d6 is what we do. So I rolled that.
Technically, it just got easier for them to hit you because they needed to roll max value anyway.
Oh, sure. So max value is considered a hit no matter what?
Always. Yeah, the heroes always have a chance.
Interesting. Well, they rolled a 3. That is not enough. So
you're just overpowering these guys. Yeah, you're just smashing, bashing them.
Ah, feels great. All right, I got a 7, which is more than their 4. This guy's gone.
Yep.
One more attack. He attacks with a d4 now.
Yeah, he's got a 25% chance to hit. It could happen.
He rolls
there
a 4.
It is.
There it is.
Yeah.
So now I've taken a damage.
So when you get hit by a hero, you take a damage to your health or a damage to the stat that they attack to.
Right.
And it's your choice what you want to do.
I think I'll just reduce my health to 9.
Yeah, good choice.
Great. All right. I'll attack again, still using the D12. And I rolled a 9, which is more than a 2. He is
Destroyed your
defeated.
first party of heroes. Now, for every hero you defeat, you get 1 point on a dynamic die.
Okay.
So those white dice there,
Yep.
you can take one of them and bump it up to 4.
Yep.
And put it next to that 6 on your creature board.
Sure.
Once that gets up to 6, you're going to get a dynamic ability point, and I'll teach you about that after.
Great. So these 4, are they discarded, removed from the game?
They would go back into the piles.
Back into their stacks. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I know someone suggested making the piles infinitely big so that you could just delete them.
Sure.
But I didn't do that yet, so.
That's fine. Great. So we did it. That's the first one. And then what? We begin a new turn? We do it all again?
That's right. You begin a new turn.
Cool. So the primary tension of this game and the primary sort of way that I play through it is, for this scenario at least, I need a stat die, I need a die minion, and then I can go face this epic
That's right.
hero. And once I've defeated them,
Yeah, once you defeated them, you win. So this particular dungeon is meant to feel quick and give you a sense of accomplishment, but still have to work a little bit for it.
Sure. Well, okay. I will move here, which costs a time. So I will tick that down to an 18. And then I'm going to explore. I'm just going to explore up. So we flip that. And we're looking at Faith. Add the cleric's might value to any might attacks. Oh boy. So they're going to be enhancing this hitty dude.
That's right, yeah. So you're going to get, it tells you the level on the top there.
Yep, that's a level 1.
Yep.
So
you'll grab a fighter and 2 clerics again.
Yep, 2 clerics. They're really rude.
Now, you were supposed to gain an ability point, but because there's 2 clerics, they're going to suck that away from you again.
Oh, no. So I'm still on nothing.
That's right. No, you don't normally face this many clerics in a row, but I guess they're out to get you.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Well, so the clerics are not going to attack, but the fighter is going to attack. And because there is not more than 1 fighter, they don't trigger their additional ability.
No, and there is a high rolling ability that they have, but they have to be able to roll higher than a certain number, and it doesn't look like the party's strong enough, so you're safe this time. So you're just going to do a normal attack?
Yep. If the heroes roll a 10 or higher with might, while a fighter is in the party, they deal an additional might damage.
Yeah, so once a party gets tougher and they hit you even harder.
Sure.
So there's kind of this growth factor, and in these early dungeons, there's not as many high-level heroes either, and that's intentional. When you play the later dungeons, there's more level 3 and level 4 tiles, which use the really high-powered heroes.
Sure. All right, cool. Well, they're going to roll... the fighter just attacks for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a D8 is what we are after, which is...
And now you've got pretty good might defense. I mean, you've got a 11 there, so the only way they'll hit you is with a max roll. You're pretty safe.
Okay, cool. I can deal
now,
with
there
that.
was something on your tile, and it can be easy to get lost in things, but you look at your tile... and it says it adds a cleric's might value to any might attacks.
Right.
So what happens there is whatever you roll, you're also going to add +4.
Oh, I see. Very interesting. So wait, add the cleric's might value to any might attacks. So if they do a might attack, or if I do a might attack?
Well, when the fighter attacks, you're going to add 4 to that roll.
Oh, I see.
And I think that tile could use a little bit better wording, and that's on my errata to fix.
Yep.
But basically, their might is added to the result of their roll.
Oh, so they are looking for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 +4.
You're going to roll a d8, and whatever the result is, you're going to add 4 to it.
I see. Okay, great. Well, I'm rolling this one. They rolled a 5 plus a 4, which is 9, which is not 11.
So, yeah, even with faith, they can't strike you down.
What a shame. I roll against them, which is a might attack of 10, which is more than their 8.
Yep.
And I must take a cleric out first, so I take out this cleric.
Yep.
Great. Well, they roll again. They are now rolling with a d6. They rolled a 4 plus 4 is an 8, not 11. So I'm going to roll again. A lot of dice rolling in this. I love it.
It's all about the dice. Everything is dice.
All about the dice.
I kind of engineered this game around everybody that has RPGs that have dice just that sit collecting dust, because you can only play games so much with others. This gives you a chance to play with your dice whenever you want.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's great. I think I'm going to do okay. Yes, that's a 6 versus 4. He's done.
Good stuff. So you're going to get 3 more experience.
Yep. So that actually takes this up to 6.
And so once your bottom die gets to 6, you're going to rotate it back to a 1, and that will be your first dynamic point.
Okay.
And then this creature board has been changed since designing this particular Tabletopia mod. Mm-hmm. But as you go up in points, you get more pips when you get to 6. So it goes from 1 up to 6. And so those dynamic dice can be used anytime you want to modify any die roll up or down by that number, but you use up the pips.
Oh,
so you have 1 pip. Right? So if a
one
hero hits you,
pip. Yep.
Yeah, and you'll get more as the game progresses. So it's up to you when you use them as another way for dice mitigation and deciding how you want your battles to turn out.
Oh, great. That's awesome. All right, I will just reset these. I keep wanting to say baddies, but they're heroes, and I don't like
they
that.
Are. That's right.
Okay, great. Well, it's a new turn, so I will reduce time by 1.
Yep.
I will gain an ability point, which hopefully I get to use this time.
That's right.
Now, can I use it now, or do I have to use it before combat?
You absolutely can. You can use it before you move if you wish.
Oh, great!
So you've got the dice hoard ability. You could just do it now if you wanted to.
I think I might do the dice hoard. I'll take a d6 and I'll set it to 1, and I'll just put that there.
Yeah. So this creature has a really unique ability that none of the others have, and it's where their first ability directly affects their second ability. So this is the only creature where its 2 abilities intertwine.
Yeah, great. I think I picked him because I like the sort of engine building aspect of the hoard and hurl.
Yeah, yeah. So he's kind of like a dragon, but dragons don't navigate dungeon tunnels too well, so I went with a drake instead.
Yeah, sure. Great. Okay. Well, so having used the dice hoard ability, I've now spent my ability point. So I took that off the board. And then I'm going to move up. I'm going to... Now, I don't immediately get this Dominion. I get it once I move onto that tile, which would be...
as soon as you explore it, you get the token. So you still have to face the tile, but you get the token first.
Great. Well, I'll take that for myself. And what does this little guy do? He gives me a D10. Now, how do I use the Dominions, by the way?
So the Dominions you can use anytime you're going to roll a die roll. If you don't like the result, you can say, I'm going to use my Dominion to help out. And you will roll his die type or her die type and add that to whatever you were rolling. But then they're done. They only get a one-time use. It's like you're
throwing them at
hurling them at the enemy, or they're putting them themselves at the mercy to help protect you, whatever it is they're doing.
Okay, great.
So when you have a bad roll and you really want to win, you can add one of your Dominions to your roll. Right. So be cautious, because there are spots in the dungeon that will hurt you for having Dominions, or your Dominions might revolt. So just be aware of that.
Keep an eye out for that. I won't hoard them too much.
Yeah.
Well, I gain a health. That's nice.
So... Yeah, so you found one of the few tiles that don't hurt you. This one just gives you a health, and you move your token up there for your standee.
Great. And then I'll flip this now. Oh, so I'll spend a time?
Yep, still got to use up that time, because if your time runs out, you're just done. It means you got hunted. Yeah.
Again, the ability point back, and then I will flip this one. Might. Oh boy, gain 2 might. Upgrade if this exceeds your max.
So there's some good and bad there. I mean, gaining might is great, but you're about to get hit by 4 heroes. So now. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so this D12 actually upgrades into the next available dice, which is a D20.
Yeah, so if at any time you gain enough stats that your die can't accommodate it, as long as there's another die type to grow into, you can. So your 11 can't possibly grow into a 13, which means you get to turn it into a d20.
I'll turn it into a d20. And if I can find a d20, I set it to 13. Is that correct?
Yes.
Great.
Now, one thing to remember is that you can never have more than 2 dice of the same kind. So you'll never get a third d20 or a third d10.
Sure.
So that'll be something to remember.
One of the
But now you still have to fight.
I do. 4 of these terrible, terrible people.
Right.
And they are level 2s.
And that's right. So not only is there 4 fighters, but they're 4 stronger fighters.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right.
Did you gain 1 more ability point? I think you're at 2. Oh, no, you used one of them. That's right.
I used one of them. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, oh my gosh. So now there's a special thing that happens when there is more than 1 fighter beyond the first one.
Yes. Yep.
So for each fighter in the party beyond the first, the hero's might and agility attack rolls gain a +1 bonus after rolling. So, what does this mean? All 4 are going to attack me, and they have +1 to damage, or +1 to rolling.
So you'll see on your combat sequence that even if there's 4 fighters in a party, you only get hit with might once, or magic, or whatever once.
Oh, sure.
So they don't each get attacked, but they all attack together. So they're going to be hitting you with a 24, which means they're going to get a d20 roll, which is a lot more likely to hit you than the d6 that they were fighting with before.
Yes, that's a lot more likely.
Not only that, but they get a +3 to whatever they roll because there's 3 parties beyond the first.
Oh my gosh. So 6, 12, 18, 24 plus 3. Okay. Wait, so 24 means the maximum is a d20 that they can roll?
It can never go higher than 20,
sure.
So anything higher than 20 will still be 20.
Okay, great. So they're attacking me with a d20. We're going to roll that. They attack for 15 plus 3 is 18, which is more than my might.
Yeah, and is higher than 10, so now you got to consult the hero chart for that other ability.
Yes. So, if the heroes roll a 10 or higher on a might roll while a fighter is in the party, they deal an additional might damage. So, now they're hitting me for 2, is that correct?
Yeah, so they hit you hard. Those fighters know how to fight. You got to take it to your health or take it to your might. Or you can do one of each. This is your choice.
I can split it, yeah. I think I'll just take the 2 health for now.
Yep. So you get whacked by their dice swords. I love those swords that Tristan made. They look pretty awesome.
Oh, they're pretty cool. And I love that the art of all of them just integrates dice in some funky way. Because this is, after all, a dice venture, so...
That's right, dice venture. Even the rogue, you might not notice it, but on the bottom of his little feet are D4s. Those are his little spiky shoes.
Oh, that's adorable. That's really cool. All
right, so you get a chance to fight back now, but your might isn't nearly as effective as it was against the last couple of days.
No, it's not. Ooh. Well, maybe I will still roll this D20. And we'll just go from there. So I'm trying to go against 6, 12, 18, 24. Or I could attack them with a magic attack, which they are defending for 2, 4, 6, 8.
Yeah, so even though your die is much lower, you probably have a better chance of manipulating that than the might, because to get 24 might is going to be tough for you.
That's not going to be great. Yeah, I will probably roll a magic attack, which is a d6. I got a 6.
That's a good start. It's not enough to hit them, so you're going to have to do something more.
Okay, so just to be clear, when they roll the max, they auto hit, and I don't.
That's right, because you're just not that heroic. You just try to knock them down with your skills.
That makes sense.
But you have a dice mitigation that the heroes don't.
Yes. Now, I think this is a good time to actually spend one of my pips.
Yeah, so you've got 3 different options right now, and that's why I love the fact that you can manipulate your game. You can lower your magic to knock the heroes down a bit.
Yep.
So you could lower your magic down by 3 to get this 6 up to a 9, which would be enough to hit. You could use your pip die, but that only affects it by 1 point. Or you could use a Dominion at this point to add their roll to your roll.
Yeah, sure. Okay, well, I might actually use a Dominion, which means rolling another d6 by what's her name?
Kubera.
Kubera. I'm using Kubera, which means she's discarded.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just throw that.
So sometimes you get a 1, sometimes you get a 6. I mean, you don't know how good these little allies are until you roll them.
All right. Well, I will put a lot of faith in her. I'll roll this one again. So
you have 6 already, and you're going to add whatever you roll.
11.
6 plus 5. There you go.
That's it. 11 is stronger than 8, so I knock out this guy.
Good stuff.
Great.
But now it's time for a new round of battle, and they're mad now. You took out Bob.
Oh boy. Oh, Bob. Oh no. It was his birthday too.
Yeah. So the other 2 Bobs and Doug, they're a little mad.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this isn't good. They're attacking for 6, 12, 18, which still means a D20.
Yeah. This is a tough group.
And let's not forget that they still have the +1 bonus, but now it's a +2.
That's right, yeah, because you're making the party weaker. You are making a difference.
Yep, great. Okay, well, they roll, and they get a 9. 9.
Plus?
Oh, +2. Oh, no. All right, so they get an 11, which is actually less than my might.
That's right, yeah.
That's still okay.
So they missed you.
Still okay, that's a miss. All right, so 2, 4, 6. If I attack them with magic, I use my D6 to attack, and I get a 4. A 4v6 is not enough, but the options I have for mitigating this are... I don't think I really have too many options here, do I?
You've got your dynamic dice. We could hit it by a point, or you could reduce your magic by as many points as you want to buff up your die.
That is true. So I could use a dynamic, and I could reduce my magic by 1.
By 2, because you need a 7 to hit them.
Oh, I do need a 7. Ooh.
Yeah.
Can I take it from my HP?
You cannot take it from your health. You can only take it from the attack type, or your dynamic dice, or your Dominion.
Okay. I think I'll just consider.
Or you could use.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh sorry. I said you could use your ability, but the chances of rolling that one are pretty slim.
Yeah.
Because you need at least to get 2 dice on there. So.
That's right. I think I'll just consider this one a miss for now.
Yep.
All right. Well, they go again. It's a 2, 4, 6, which is a D. No, excuse me, 6, 12, 18, which is a D20.
Yeah.
Great. They rolled 12. Ooh. Which is not more than my 13.
But they get to add 2. Remember, these guys fight well together.
So it's a 14. Oh dear. So how much did they hit me for?
Normally it'd be 1, but...
Yes, the heroes rolled a 10 or higher, so they do an additional might damage.
So you made the choice not to reduce your magic by 3, but in the end you ended up taking 2 points of damage. So
not great. Now, I could devour dice, which is to ignore the damage, and would actually heal me slightly. I might save that for when it's a little more dire, but I'll just take the 2 hits.
All right.
Okay, well, my turn to attack again. I am attacking with a D6. I got a 5. Now,
a little better.
Okay, it's a little better. A 5v6, and I need a 7 to succeed then.
Yeah.
I think I will sacrifice 1 from my magic, and I'll use this pip from the Dominion. Now, so I just remove that from the board?
Yeah, just keep in mind that you're going to keep moving up the track. Yep.
Yeah, so
Now, one thing I think we might have forgot last time was to give you 3... Did we give you more points for the last time you won a battle?
No.
Oh, yeah, you did get 7 in total. You're good.
Oh, yeah?
Never mind.
Okay, great.
Yep.
So that's a hit.
Yep, so you take out another fighter. They're down to 2 dudes.
All right, they go again. They are doing now they're attacking with a D12.
That's right. You weaken them enough that they don't have the gusto they once have.
But as the dice get lower, the odds of them rolling their crit is more likely.
That's right. So they can't possibly hit you without a 12, but they can still hit you.
Okay. Well, they rolled a 4, which is not 13. And they would have added one more because of the additional fighter, so it would have been a 5.
That's right.
Right. Now I attack back, and I'm only needing to exceed 4 magic. I'm going to attack with my D6.
Yeah, or you could switch to your might.
Oh, I could.
Because they're down to 12 might, so your 20's looking better now.
It is looking better. Well, I've already rolled this, so I'm not going to take it back.
Okay. You're like, magic.
Yeah, I know, just throw... Didn't really work out for me this time. Although I will sacrifice some magic. Now, having set my dice down to a 4, do I now switch this to a D4?
No, you get to keep your stat type. It just means that you're going to be a lot easier to hit with magic than you were before.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
So you're using up your magic defense. So when you come across some wizards, you're going to be easy pickings for the wizards.
Ooh, okay. Well, that's a later me problem. So now...
That's true, yeah.
Right
all
now...
about to hearing that.
All right. Right now I've defeated 3 of 4. So they attacked me with a D6. They rolled a 4. 4 is not 13. I will attack... You're right. I think I will attack with might.
Smash him.
Smash him? Yeah.
Finish him with his own skills.
Excellent. Taste of his own medicine. And I rolled a 7, which is more than 6. That's it.
Yep. Woohoo! So you get nice win. You'll get 4 more dynamic dice experience points there.
Great. So this ticks up to a 5. Bang. And these all reset. Ah, that's good fun. A lot of dice rolling, which is really awesome. I mean, who doesn't want to roll dice?
And there's planning behind it too. I mean, sometimes a bad roll is just you can't recover from, but most of the time you can do a little bit of mitigation there. So.
Yeah, sure. I might spend an ability die to increase...
Bump that up.
Bump this up. Set it to 2, which knocks that out. Now, it is the beginning of a new turn, though, so I do gain an ability point back.
Yep.
And I spend a time... We're okay. We're at 15 now. And I will move here. And I will explore this. Now I get a new Dominion. Who is this?
You have found Dwelve. He's a mighty little fighter Dominion.
Right.
So he'll give you a bonus D12 when you use him.
Oh, very nice.
You've got Dwelve, and you've also got Spartan.
Spartan. I love it. Did you come up with all these names yourself?
Yeah, I had some fun with it.
Oh, that's cool. All right, so we're exploring this tile. So I flip that. We are looking at battle magic. Add the hero's might stat to their magic stat when they attack. Okay. So we need...
Very similar to Faith, but with magic, yep.
Yeah, so we need a level 2 wizard and level 2 fighter. Level 2 and level 2. Okay. Things are getting a little tougher now, but that's okay. What are we dealing with? So, there will be a might attack against me and a magic attack against me.
You got it, yep.
All right. No ability.
Hopefully that little glow on the card helps with that. That was a late minute addition.
I really appreciate that. Stop me having to refer back to things. Now the wizard's magic bonus. If the heroes hit with a magic attack of 10 or higher while a wizard is in the party, lose a time in addition to a magic damage.
Yeah, so the party's not strong enough to do that to you this time, but it does hurt you when you fight a bigger party.
That's not great.
And losing time is no fun.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I've lost the game to time when I've had all kinds of health. And it's
no.
Just not enough time to win. These wizards whittled me down.
Oh, what a shame. All right, then. Well, so the first thing that resolves is the warrior attack first. So they're going to attack me for 6. 7.
Yep. Combine the stats.
So I need a D8. D8. You're a D10. You're a D8. So, they attack me for 7, and that's versus my 13. I'm okay there.
Yep.
Then they do a wizard magic attack, which is also with a D8.
Nope.
No?
D10. They've got
D10.
10 magic.
Oh no, they combine. You are correct. Excuse me.
Yeah, the warrior can't attack with magic, but he has a little bit of support. Maybe he has a magic ring or
oh yeah, that's
a magic boot.
Yes, all right. I roll the D10. That is a 9.
Yeah, that'll hit you.
That will definitely hit me versus 5. All right, so I take a damage.
Yeah, damage to your health or your magic.
Yeah. I took it to the health because, but maybe I should start taking from stats soon. All right, my turn to fight back. So
that's right.
Looking here, I can attack with might, which would be I need to get 8. I can attack with agility, I would need to get 8, and I can attack with magic, I'd need to get 10. I don't like those odds.
Right.
So I think I will go for the might attack because I'm a mighty die rake, and I will use my D20 against them. And I need to get at least an 8. I got a 12.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. I am getting rid of this wizard.
All right.
I don't like
Oh
it.
yeah, because there was an ability that we didn't look at, battle magic. So add the hero's might to their magic stat when they attack.
Oof.
So technically, they would have rolled a D20 for their magic probably, but that's cool.
Yeah, cool. Right, fair enough. My mistake. Okay, well, they do a D6 attack against me. That's a 3. 3 is not 13. I will attack back with... No, I think D20 is still the best odds here.
Yep. Your magic is about a 50%, but you got a higher chance with that one.
Exactly. I rolled a 13, which is against 6, and that's a win. Great.
So
that's 2 more pips for me.
Yep.
So
because that one maxed out, and that one is a 2 now, because as you go up, they become more valuable.
I see.
And the next time you fill one, it'll be a 3 all the way up to 6.
I see. Cool.
And so basically, that's kind of an incentive to explore the dungeon to get lots of dice mitigation for when you fight epic parties. Because you haven't seen them yet, but they're pretty tough.
Yeah. Cool. All right, then. I'll pop that back. Pop that back. And we do it all again. So, I set this time to a 14. I gain an ability point. Let's see. What is my level 2?
Remember, your goal here is to get 1 stat token now, and then you're able to fight the epic party.
Great.
So you can keep exploring as you wish, or you can rush and try to find... You've got 2 Dominions at your disposal now, so you just need a stat boost before you can go and fight.
That's pretty nice. I think I'll actually go explore this way, and I'll go left.
Yep.
So...
You used your time already?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did use my time.
Good stuff. Oh, there's that revolt.
Ooh, Dominion Revolt. If you have any Dominions, destroy one of them or lose 1 health. Oh no, why? Why would they do this to me?
And it just happens to be the 2 that you have. That's convenient.
I'm going to lose a health.
Yeah, you got to whip them back into the shape. You got to show them you're the boss.
Yep. No revolting here. No. I can't have any of that. Oh my gosh, that's very rude. But that's okay. Nothing else happens on this tile. So now, is there a reason that this tile has a level but doesn't have any baddies or heroes?
Yep. Because when in the dungeon guide, it's going to tell you that you shouldn't use level 3 or 4 tiles, for example.
Oh, of course.
So level 1, 2 are for the lower dungeons. Later on, it'll say you can use any tiles, or it might say don't use any level 1 tiles for some of the smaller, harder dungeons.
Sure, that makes sense. All right, well, I've spent my time. I've gained my ability. Now, while I'm here, I might actually increase my dice sword. Can I use dice sword 3 times?
Yep, you can max it out if you want. And then you'll have to wait until you have ability points to actually hurl them.
That's fine.
But you'll have that repeat hurl ability. You don't have to bump up that die anymore later on.
Yeah, sure. because the way dice hold works is if I have a number 6, if I have 6 on the d6, then I get to roll 5 other dice, which is very tasty.
Yes, you get to roll all those dice. You thought you were rolling dice before, and now you get to roll them all at once.
And now, just out of curiosity, can this dice hole be used against the epic parties?
Absolutely, yep.
Very good.
Now you will. There's a rule adjustment, and it's not written in the rule book yet. But any ability you use can't directly target an epic hero. So where it says here you can defeat that many heroes, you couldn't kill the epic hero, but you could kill the regular heroes with the dice roll.
Sure, interesting. Very cool. Well, okay, I spend another time. I will tick this down to 12. Oh, who's this? Who have I found here?
Diante the Great.
Diante the Great. Who is a D8.
Yes.
Brilliant. All right, and on this tile, might. Gain 2 might, upgraded if this exceeds your max. Well, that's nice. So I will gain 2 might. Tick it up to 15. And now I have 4 level 1 fighters.
Yeah, you've already done this against level 2s. This should be a cakewalk for you.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I got this. And when you set up the dungeon, it's sort of like the difficulty builds it out, right? So... Or
yeah,
no?
like the... As you build the later dungeons, there's more of the hard tiles. So again, this dungeon doesn't have any of the level 3 or 4 tiles.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the level 3 and 4 heroes, you'll see their stats grow and grow.
Right. So they're going to roll a 4, 8, 12, 16, d20, and they're going to add 3 for these excessive fighters here.
Yep.
Okay. So rolling a d20 against me. They got a 15 plus 3 is an 18 versus my 15. Oof, that's not fun. Now they also rolled a 10 or higher, so they would deal 2 damage. Is that correct?
You got it.
Not a fan of that. I think I will actually devour that dice. No, I didn't. I don't have an ability point left. I can't do that.
You used them all up.
Oh, what a fool. That's okay. So they're doing 2 damage to me. I might actually take 1 might damage and 1 health damage.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's not fun. But I can go against them because I can either do an agility attack against a 2, 4, 6, 8 with my D8. I can do a magic attack, 1, 2, 3, 4 versus my D6. Or I can go 4, 8, 12, 16 versus a D20. Those odds are about the same on the D20 versus the D6, I think. So I'm going to go for the D6.
Magic attack.
Magic attack. Magic attacks for 5, which is
there
enough.
There you go.
All right. He's out.
Yeah. Just doesn't know how to defend against those little fireballs you're breathing at him.
It. Yep. All right, 4, 8, 12, which means they roll a D12. That's a D10. That's a D8. That is a D12. All right. So now they'll be doing their roll plus 2. So that's... Oh, my gosh. That's not good.
Not.
Okay. So they do 2 damage to me?
Yep. Because it's over 10 again. They're just hurting you.
Not good. I will tick down a strength and I'll tick down a health. Ooh. All
now,
right.
if they just barely hit you, one of the features of the dynamic dice is that they can be used to reduce a hero's attack.
Oh,
your stat points can't, but dynamic dice, they're more dynamic, so they can actually reduce your hero attack rolls.
So
if you're only getting hit by 1 point.
2 pips to mitigate with?
Exactly. So if they were going to hit you by 1 or 2, you could actually lower their roll, thereby avoiding a hit.
Interesting. Okay, well, once again, I fling magic at them. I breathe a fireball. That's a 1.
Oh,
oh my gosh.
Your spittle falls to the ground, ineffective.
Oh, I don't like that at all. can I ask my D8 for help?
Yeah, you can bring Diante forth
All
if you
right.
wish.
Diante, come on and save me here. So, I need a D8, which is you. So, it's a 1 plus a 6. There we go.
He comes to the rescue.
Yes, thank you. I fling him at the bad guys, and this warrior goes down.
Right.
Okay, they are now attacking for 8 plus 1. So, we need this D8. Yep.
At least they can only do 1 damage to you now.
That's true.
That's a miss.
That's a miss. Great. I hit back with magic. That's a 6. He's done.
Yep.
They now hit back with a D4. That's a 2. Which is not enough. I roll back with magic. That's a 5v1.
Oof. You're destroying the might left and right.
Whew. Great. So that's 4 more pips for me?
It is, yep. Those big parties really help boost your dynamic dice there.
Oh, cool. Okay, well, I'm going to pop this back there. And I'm going to gain those 4 pips, which I've done. And great. Well, yeah, that was very useful to have. I'm sorry. Who did I throw at the bad guys? Diamante?
Diante, the Great.
All right.
Now, in the actual Dominions card game that came with deck of dice, it's spelt Greight because it has to be the value.
Got it.
And there is actually one of the social stretch goals to this Die in the Dungeon is a mini dice game, the Dominions dice game. So these characters have a chance to be in yet another card game.
Oh, wow.
And it's a fun way to play with the polyhedral dice that come with the game. So if I get that social stretch goal unlocked, it'll be an additional 28 cards with a mini game.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, that's really fun. Cool. All right. Well, I tick down the time. We go down to 11. I gain an ability point, which I won't immediately spend this time. Because I think I need to devour some dice, which will heal me just a little bit.
Yep.
All right. I'm going here, and I'm exploring up. This is timeless. When you are hit this battle, lose 1 time.
Oh, that's wizards.
All right. So we got a rogue and a wizard, both level 1.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's not the worst, but we'll see how we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're entering combat, and now we have the rogue will attack before the wizard. So the rogue attacks with agility, which is 5, which is a d6.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Are there any special abilities tied to their existence?
Not with those two paired together, and their rolls are too low to have one of those high rolls. So
Brilliant.
you should have no problem dispatching
I
these.
think that's okay. I rolled a 3v8. That's fine. And then the wizard attacks. He attacks with magic, which is also a d6. No, it's a 7. So it's a
it's your weakest stat. So if you're going to get hit, it's probably going to be with magic.
This is where it's going to be. Yep. That is a 6v5. I am going to devour dice.
Yep, because you would have suffered if you look at the tile, timeless. What does that say?
The tile, in fact, timeless. When you are hit this battle, lose 1 time.
So
I don't
be
like
getting
that.
double dip. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, am I still hit and lose the time, or do I, when I devour, not get hit?
Ignore the damage it would deal. Roll the die. Yeah, that's one of those quirky, unique rules, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I would say that you're avoiding the hit.
Okay. Cool. I'll take your word for it. So. Brilliant. All right. In that case, I will devour dice, and play this ability card when you're hit with a hero attack. Ignore the damage it would deal. Roll the dice type, which in this case was a d8. And if you roll greater than half its value, gain 1 health. Okay. So
You have to roll a 5 or higher.
I rolled a 2.
least you dodged the double hit.
Dodged the double hit. So I've spent my ability point. Devour Dice is consumed for this game. And now it's my turn to attack back. So I think Might is my best bet here because I can do a D20 versus 3.
Yep, you've overpowered the fighters and you've learned some skills. You can take it out on the rest of these heroes.
I think I will do that. I've got some pent-up stuff that I'm really trying to work through. But for now, I rolled a 9. Okay, 9 is more than 3. So there's no clerics here, so I can choose who goes. I think it'll be the wizard because I don't like his magic attacks.
That's right.
Yeah, doesn't sound...
Anti-magic Drake.
Yeah, I'm very anti-magic. Unless it's fireballs. My magic is okay. Their magic, not so good. All right, so this rogue, he's going to attack me again with 4 agility, which means he rolls a d4 now.
He hit you last time you tried this.
Yeah.
Not this time.
Not this time. That's a 1. So I'm going to attack back. I mean, I still think the d20 is going to be my best bet there. Because that's a 1 in 9 that I do well. So, yeah. That's a 9. That's a defeat.
Done.
Great. Okay, well, that's 2 more pips for me, which bumps this back down to a 3. And then gets 1 more pip on the next one. Oops, what am I doing? I'll take a different die. That one's not playing nice. There we go. So now I have 5 pips to manipulate things with, which might be very useful that epic battle.
Yeah, that's exactly. The more experience you gain in the dungeon, the more help you have when you're fighting. Because if you take a look at the epic heroes at the very top, you'll see they've got some pretty powerful stats.
Oh, and now this is the epic party I will face, or this is another one? Yeah.
At the top of the hero board, you'll see the 4 epic hero characters.
Oh, yes, the epic... yes.
Yeah, so you can see, you don't know which one you'll face sometimes, but each of them has their own abilities and some pretty awesome stats.
Yeah. Let's hope I'm not facing the wizard, because the epic wizard doesn't sound really good for me.
Yeah, that's the warlock.
Oh, gosh. We have the barbarian, the assassin, the warlock, and the patriarch. Okay, well...
And there is the potential to unlock 2 more epic heroes.
Okay. Interesting. As stretch goals, right?
Yeah, because I've only got 4 die types represented by these, and there are 6 die types, so it only makes sense to try to get a few more bad good guys or good bad guys.
Hopefully we can squeeze them in. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to spend a time. I'm down to 10 time. That's okay. That's all right. I'm halfway there, but I don't think I need all of it. I think I can just keep on going. I'm actually going to go supplement my magic, so I'm going to go up.
That makes sense, yeah, because you can't buff up your magic die anymore.
Yeah.
Or your might die.
Might die, yeah. So I think I'm just going to explore up. And we have sorcery. Flip over the tile adjacent to this one from the direction you came from, which...
So technically you should be on that tile, and you have to flip over the tile that you just came from.
Oh, I see. Flip that back.
So now you're trapped there, and you're going to have to explore that one again.
I see. Oh, that's a shame. Just briefly, I didn't give myself an ability point, which I've just done. And now the rest of this tile. 2 wizards. Oh, my sworn nemesis. Okay.
Only level 1s, but they do apply their first ability since there's duplicates.
That's not great. And their first ability is the... For each wizard in your party beyond the first, you immediately lose a time point.
Yeah, they don't like time. They like to take your time away.
They're time goblins. They gobble your time.
Right.
Now is that per combat round, or is that just at the start of combat?
Just beginning combat. Otherwise, you'd lose the game real fast.
Oh my gosh. Okay, great. So we are facing 2 wizards who will do a 12 against me. That's not great. And if they roll higher than a 10, I lose a time in addition to the magic. damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they are rolling a d12, so that could happen.
Ooh. Well, they roll a 8 versus my 5. That's not great.
No.
Okay. They didn't roll higher than a 10, but I do take a damage. I'll actually take it out of my... Oh,
And
dear.
here's where you got to do a decision, right? Because if you lower it, then you won't get to upgrade your die. But
yeah. Tell me about these pips I could be spending.
Yeah, so you could, I don't know if you have enough, you could use up 4 pips to reduce their die roll by 4. Well, that's a lot of pips for one hit.
That's a lot of pips for one hit. I think I'll take the health hit.
Yep.
Ooh. Oh, and the health token is on the other side of the dungeon, so I don't think I'm getting that back.
No, I don't think you have the time to get that thanks to the wizards.
All right, that's fine.
And that's one of the things about the dungeon is you'll never have enough time to explore an entire dungeon.
Yeah,
it's not possible.
course.
So there's a lot of, you got to decide what route works for me this game.
All right, well, it's do or die here. So I'm going to attack with my might, which is a d20 versus their 2.
Yeah, you've got them outpowered for sure. They can't
Okay.
survive a die rake attack.
No, they're squishy. So I rolled a 5, which is low but enough.
Still good.
All right, this wizard is out. Thank God. Now, just for rules clarity, technically, the moment I defeat them, I gain the experience pip.
Yes, the moment you defeat him, so that could factor into your battle if you got a dynamic die.
Oh, I won't adjust that for now, but it's something to bear in mind. All right, he's going to attack me with a d6. A d6 becomes roll. Oh no!
Oh, these wizards are out to get you.
They are really out to get me.
So you could save yourself. You do have your dynamic dice. So.
I could use 2 pips, right?
Yeah.
I think I'll use 2 pips to mitigate that.
So his result is now a 4, which is not enough to hit your 5.
Great.
Actually, you only have to reduce it by 1 because he has.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because they have to exceed.
They have to either roll their max value or exceed, but you're reducing their die by 1, which means they no longer have max value.
That's right. So I'm actually setting it to a 5, which is versus my 5. And that doesn't do it. Okay, great. Whew.
Nice dodge.
All right. So I'm going to swing back at them with magic. I have a 1 in 19... Well, a 1 in 20 chance that I fail. So I think I'm okay here. And it's a 2. A 2 just does it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it. Okay. So that is 2 experience for me. Set that to a 3. And they are going back. All right. We're okay. We're okay for now. But I am trapped here, so that's annoying. All right, start of a turn. I'm going to reduce this down. It's currently on 9, so I'm going to reduce it to 8. I'm going to gain an ability point. Okay. And then I'm going to explore to the right, which gives me this token immediately. Now, that means... how would I use these tokens?
Yeah, so when you get a stat token, you can use it as soon as you acquire it, or you can save it. What happens is it will give you 2 stat points in that stat. So you're going to get 2 magic, and if it's enough to upgrade your die, you get to upgrade your die.
I think I'm going to do that right now.
So
my D6 becomes a D8.
Yes, you're just a little bit better, more defense against wizards, and a little bit more magic attack, which could be exactly what you might need to win a battle.
Could be the difference. So
yeah,
I set it to a 7, and that's now on my board. That's a bit better. I feel a little bit better about my magic.
Yeah, good.
In the meantime, this is clear. Gain 1 time. It's the anti-wizard tile.
Ah, so you went past some wizards in order to find the thing that the wizards gave to you.
Yes.
Or stole from you.
All right, so it's a new turn. I'm going to reduce this. It's currently on 9. I'm going to take it back to 8. I'm going to gain an ability. And I'm going to... So now I do have to re-explore this tile in order to get back through here.
Yep. Yeah, that was the nasty part of that little tile.
Yeah, and if I remember, was it a fun tile for me or not?
It wasn't too bad. I think it was just a rogue and a wizard. I think it was more timeless.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay to deal with that. I was considering using...
Yeah, because you do have your tunneling, yeah.
Was considering using my tunneling, but I honestly think I'd rather gain the pips from the battle.
Yeah, there you go. See, now you're thinking.
All right, I'm going to go into it.
Not that you weren't thinking before, but, you know.
Yeah, well, when you hit this battle, lose a time. Look, that's not the best, but I can deal with this. So we are dealing with a wizard and a rogue, both level 1. A wizard and a rogue. They've just gone into my hand, and I'll pop them back out. Okay. So in combat, the rogue attacks first. So I'll just make that like that. And the rogue's going to attack me for 5, which is a d6. So I roll that. It's 6! Ooh. That's not fun.
No.
I'll probably reduce my agility by 1. And then the wizard attacks me for 7, which is a d8. And I'm not liking that, but it's a 3, which is okay.
That's fine, yeah.
That's fine. I can deal with that. All right, I'm going to attack back with my d20. My d20 might. That does a 16. I'm taking out that wizard. Goodbye.
Done.
All right, and he attacks me again with agility with a d4 now. Ooh, and that's a hit.
Ooh, of course.
Oh.
And you're on the timeless tile, so it's not just a hit. It's a
time
hit
reduction
plus a time.
as well.
Yeah.
I might actually just take a pip down.
Just say, hey, you didn't hit me.
No, it didn't happen. What are you talking about?
Those dynamic dice are very valuable.
They are very valuable. It's just those little pips really add a lot to your dice rolls.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just like, and when I played Castles of Burgundy, it's amazing how much one pip makes a difference. One little worker token.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Okay, great. I go again with the d20. The d20 rolls a 13 via 2. That's a defeat.
Boom.
Boom. So I set my dynamic die to 5 because it's almost at the end. These 2 go back. And you know what? I think I have enough to actually take on the epic party.
Yeah, I think you're running out of time, so probably a good idea. Because you don't know if there's wizards in the party, that could hurt.
Ooh, they're going to just, they're going to eat up my time. I think, well, I set this to a 4. Time for the final battle. I reduce a time, go down to a 7. And I could increase my might by 2. I think I'm okay, though. Yeah. Here we go. So, we are facing the epic party. You cannot use abilities while a cleric is in the party. Oh, no. All right. And there are 2 clerics. We are versing the... What's he called? The assassin.
The assassin has Buddy the rogue, and then 2 clerics to protect them.
That's not great. Not great at all. Level 1s, though. That's not the worst. I can deal with that. Okay. Now, because there are 2 clerics, for each cleric in your party beyond the first, lose an ability point. Okay. And now, tell me about the assassin. The assassin cannot be defeated until the other heroes are defeated. When the assassin is the only hero, it gains 2 to might and agility. Ooh, okay. Yep. And if the heroes succeed on an agility attack, deal 1 additional agility damage. Okay.
Yeah, he kind of runs around and helps stab some more.
Yeah, just stab.
He's a kick you when you're down kind of guy.
Yeah, that's not very nice. I think I want to deal with him. Now, just looking at the things available to me. I can't use abilities at the moment because there are 2 clerics.
Nope. Yep.
but I have 2 die minions, and I have 3 pips that could be manipulated. And when I defeat my first baddie in this combat, I will gain the next tier of the special dice.
Yeah, you're built up quite well. Plus, you've got stats you can spend. I mean, you've got lots of might that you could whittle down if you really wanted to hit hard.
Cool. I'm feeling pretty good about this. But for now, they attack me for 20.
Yeah, they only get 1 attack, mind you, because
that's right.
If you read the battle card, it'll tell you if there's an assassin or a rogue. They don't both get an attack on you.
Sure. Okay, cool. Well, all right. I roll the d20. That's a 1.
Ooh.
Sometimes
that happens.
I'm okay with this. All right, I took them by surprise. So now
they all tripped over each other trying to get you.
Just a bit shocking for them. Now, okay, I have a few options here. If I attack their might, I am facing a 16 with a d20. If I attack I'm not even touching agility. If I attack with magic, I'm attacking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 with a d8. I don't think that's useful. I think might's my best bet here, to be honest.
Go might or go home.
That's it. That's what they say. So here we go.
There are no fighters in the party, so.
Yes, that's true. All right, I roll a d20. It's an 18 versus their 16. So that's a hit.
That's a natural hit, yeah.
All right, beautiful. I love it. I'm going to take out this cleric. Which bumps me to the next tier of these special dice. So I get a 4. Is that correct?
Yep.
Great. Brilliant. Okay, and then it's their turn again. So now they are fighting 22, but still with a d20. They rolled a 9. 9 versus 7. Ooh, not great. Okay. What could we do there? I could reduce their pips by 2 and just mitigate that.
Yep.
I think I'll do that. I think I'll shave off 2 off their roll, and that's a miss for them. Okay.
Excellent.
Here we go. I'm going to again attack with might, which is still a d20. That's a 13 versus their 14. Now, I need to exceed. Is that correct? Not match?
Yeah, need to exceed.
All right. I'm going to actually use 2 pips because I think it's worth it for this battle.
Yeah, in this particular battle, because you don't have to fight any more epic heroes, you're even better off with your stats. But if you had to fight 2 epic heroes, you definitely would want to save your stat points more than your pips.
Whereas here I could just throw everything at them.
Yeah, because you know that you're not going to get hit by might anyway.
That's true. Yep, I'm taking out that cleric. Brilliant. So that leaves me with the rogue and the assassin. And now I can... The assassin can't be defeated until the rogue's defeated, right?
Right.
Okay.
But now you can use that ability you've been saving up for this whole game.
Yes. Yes, I can. All right. Gain up to 3 points your might, agility, or magic. Or I could use that dice hoard and that dice hurl. I think I'll... probably go for that very soon. But let's see how we go. So they're going to attack me for 20 still, which is a d20. They do a 15. Not great. Ooh. So they do 1 damage because of who they are. No, they do 2 because of the assassin.
They do 1 plus 1 from the rogue plus 1 from the assassin.
Oh, that's right. Because they rolled higher than 15. Oh.
10, yeah.
Oh, no.
Because they rolled higher than 10, they get the rogue's bonus, and because they got hit by agility, you get the assassin bonus.
So the assassin bonus, they deal 1 additional agility damage, and the rogue's bonus is they get an additional agility attack?
Oh, yes. Sorry. So you take 2 damage, and then they're going to attack 1 more time. That's right. I was thinking of the fighter.
Yeah. All good. I'm actually going to reduce my agility by 2.
Yep.
I think that's fine. And then they perform an additional agility attack because of the assassin. So roll
Yeah,
again.
and that can only happen once a round, so it's
That
not
is
an
a
infinity
nat
chain.
20.
Oh,
That is definitely a guaranteed hit. I'm once
there's
again
2
going
more
to.
damage.
I'm going to knock 2 pips off this agility. Agility's not for me. I'm just going to suck it up.
They're working you.
They really
But I
are.
think you still have it in the bag. I think you got some tricks up your
I think I
dino
do.
sleeves.
I think I do. I think I'm going to throw stuff at this. You know what? I think I'm going to throw stuff at this rogue. I'm going to now the abilities I can use them. Oh, the dice hole. Well, this is my last chance to use the dice hole, and I've been wanting to use it all battle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's see you roll, and you've got 5, so you get to roll everything but the d20. I think, right?
Everything but the d20. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, no. You
No.
roll
Everything but the d20 and the d12.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll just take them out of.
Now your dynamic dice can be used for any dice roll, so you might not be able to use your stat rolls here, but you could add your dynamic dice to it. So if you really needed to get to the next denomination of 5.
Cool. Very cool. Okay, I'm rolling all these, combining the result, dividing by 5.
Dice hurl!
Boom! That is a 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 16 divided by 5 is 3, which means I defeat 3 heroes. But I can't defeat him, right? Because he's epic.
Right, so you just really beat the crap out of that rogue.
I just kind of really didn't want that rogue to take a turn. I didn't like him.
And the ability doesn't use up your action, so you still get to do your attack.
Oh, great. So I still get to do an attack. Ooh. Now, he's going to attack with... He doesn't have additional health or anything. I just have to hit him, right?
If you look at his ability, when he's alone, he's better alone. He gets +2 to might and agility.
To might and agility. That's okay.
So he's a 12-18 now.
12-18. Yeah, I'm still going to do a might attack. But just for fun, I know you get to decide after. I'm going to add the D12 and the D10 to this.
Just go all in. Yeah.
Might as well,
12
right?
12 and Spartan, the guys who tried to revolt. Bring him out.
Exactly. So D12.
You're going to revolt, I'm going to throw you at an assassin.
I'm going to roll all of these, and I just need to exceed 10, and then I've won the game. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Here we go. Yep, let's do it. Bang. That is a...
Wow, you got a 1 for your 20.
Whoa,
you
where did it
rerolled.
go?
Okay.
Oh my gosh, where'd it go? I got a nat 20. So
yeah.
That's a...
absolutely smooth.
It's a 35 versus 10. I think I won.
Yeah.
And that is Die in the Dungeon.
Yeah, that is the first level of the dungeon, and
wow.
You certainly played through it well. You got a nice exploration there, and the lower level dungeons really help you understand how you can build up.
Yeah.
But then you realize how hard the game can be in the later dungeons. So.
Oh, that's really cool. So you're on Kickstarter for 10 more days, 11 more days, was it?
Yeah, until I think June 23rd.
11 more days.
Yeah. Yeah, June 22nd.
So. I'm in Australia, so it just tells me June 24. But yeah, but that's really cool. And you're smashing it already. 46.85 Australian, which is 43.7 Canadian. You're doing really well. Are there any stretch goals we should be keeping an eye out for?
Yeah, the next one is a pretty simple one where you get some bonus tiles, but then after that, Tombstone's the Undying Knight, that unlockable character. It costs a bit more money to get another board and another standee and another 4 cards, so that's where the funding is needed to unlock that guy. And then the extra 2 epic heroes, there's a possibility to include those because it does need money to pay for the art.
Yeah.
And then there's some other things down the road. I mean, if this thing breaks out and gets up to 60, 70K, then I can try to do some more upgrades as well. Just, the more people that back it, the better the game gets. And then kind of behind the scenes, there are retailers investing in this as well, which helps bump up the order quantity. So
that's really awesome. One thing I do want to point out before we go, though, the Die Masters Pledge. Tell me about that.
Oh, so the Die Masters Pledge, when it comes to Kickstarter, people often love seeing how they can help but still get stuff in return. So the Die Masters Pledge includes some miniatures instead of standees, and some people really
Wow.
love miniatures. So I didn't want to put it in the base game because it
Yep.
really inflates the cost of the game.
Sure.
But I do have a print-on-demand service that I can print the minis through, and that's what the Die Masters Pledge. It gets you 4 colored miniatures that
They're
look just
really
like these
cool.
standees. Plus, you get the standees, and then you get a dice bag, 2 sets of extra dice, which lets you expand to a 4-player mode, and just adds a lot. But I wanted to keep the price of the game for just the game itself under $40, so I couldn't do that by having all those cool things in there. So the Die Masters Pledge lets you go all in and
That's awesome.
experience. Yeah. So
The
there's about 40
yeah.
backers for that, right?
Yeah, that's really cool. The 3D models here we're seeing on the pledge, they're not colored, but the final ones will be colored, right?
Yeah, so the game, if you buy the game, you get all of the STL files to print your own 3D
cool.
model. So if you have a library that prints it or your own 3D printer, you get the 3D STL files for free when you buy the game. But you can, the Die Masters Pledge lets you buy the miniatures with it, or put it on the updates. Anybody that backed the game can go to the website that I ordered the models through, and you can print on demand your own minis if you don't want to get them printed locally. So you have different options if you really like minis and want those as part of your game, because the characters do look pretty cool.
They're really awesome. We're just watching the Kickstarter video now. It's really well shot and pretty, but
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of it, and it looks gorgeous. Who was the artist? Sorry.
So the guy that did the video, his name is David Palermo, and
Yeah.
he's got a company, and he's really trying to break into the board game industry, and he's designing his own game. And he just absolutely went to town with the video. And then the artwork of the game is all done by an artist in the UK. His name is Tristram Rawson, and he's done artwork for a number of games now, and is even launching his own game later this year called Mariana's Trench, I believe.
Oh, cool. That's really awesome. Okay, well, Wes, this was really fun. Thank you for showing me the game, and all of us actually. It's been a real pleasure. Have you got much on for the rest of the day? It's nighttime for you. Sorry, I keep forgetting.
It is, yeah.
I'm
It's
in, I'm in
8:30 at night.
Australia. So
Yeah.
for me, I'm just about to get started, but it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you wanted to let people know before we left?
No, I love that you spent some time with me to go through this. It really shows off the power of Tabletopia. I mean, all of this stuff is just digital assets that I was able to import into your game creation tableau. And there is an option to see the 3D models in Tabletopia. I didn't put them in this version of the game, just the standees are easier to download for mobile. But yeah, I love your platform, and thanks for spending the time with me. And there are some fun challenges going on as well. You can win a t-shirt. You can help unlock things by being part of the Kickstarter. So there's some fun things we're doing. You can design your own creature and have a chance to win a chance to place a card in the game with your design.
Awesome.
And there's a chance. There's also a dungeon design challenge where you can design a dungeon that would show up in the dungeon guide. So some fun things going on just to make Kickstarter more entertaining.
That's really awesome. Wes, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And thank you for joining us, everyone. This has been Mark from Tabletopia and Wes from Fundamental Games. Have a good evening.
You too. Take care.
See you.